Hello everyone, welcome back to Laser Penguin Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at the, I guess we'll call it Fire Dragon Paladin in Diablo 2 Me XL Sigma. And let's go ahead and start with the skills. Okay, so Paladin's a bit like Amazon, where you can only choose specific trees. Once you do, you won't be able to select from the other ones. So for this build, we're going to go with the holy. Basically, we're going to go the 2 holy trees and then the 1 neutral tree. So we're going to take, I guess we're going to call it honor and divination, and then the shadow tree as well. But our main skills are going to be in the divination tree here, and it's going to be solar flare. We're going to max that out and put 1 in Draken Maw, 1 in Frozen Breath. We're going to max out Incarnation, and we're going to max out Dragon Wyrms. So you can see here, over here, we're just going to put 1 point in everything in the honor tree. So just 1, nothing more there. In the shadow tree, we're going to put basically 1 in everything, and then we're going to come back to the second skill, which is Euphoria, which is going to give us Spell Pierce. We're going to go ahead and max that one out. And then to the reward tree, we're going to skip Divine Apparition. We just don't want anything to do with that. We're going to max out Blessed Life once you get to 115. You might actually struggle a bit before 115, because this is where you're going to get most of your physical resist as a paladin. And then once you're basically in the holy tree, you get locked out of the other 2 skills. So you're basically forced to choose Dragon Knight anyways, but it's not bad. It's going to give us a bunch of stat boosts. So don't worry about the other 2. You can't really do anything with them anyway once you're in double holy. So for stats, it's going to be a little bit weird, because as you can see here, I'm unable to equip much of my my gear right now because my stats aren't high enough. But I purposely did that so that when I transform, all my gear should equip. And then you go ahead and take off a piece of gear and put it back on. I know it's you don't have to do it. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it'll get you more vitality or energy, and you don't have to worry about the strength as much. I don't think it's going to change. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of the gear now. So again, most of these builds I'm doing, you can basically build it yourself with crafted. However, this build I did go a bit crazy with with some of the gear. As you'll see, take a look at the weapon. I'm using a Dux Infernum, and this is a up to +6 skill one, which I have. And this is going to give us tons of extra fire damage. It's going to also give us the skills we need. And then it's also going to give us an extra summon, which is going to actually help us do more damage as well. The Djinns, which will be able to summon up to 2 of them, are going to minus the resistances of our enemies even more, which is great. But this is also going to give any of our summons an extra 200% minion life. So when we do have extra summons out, just to tank here and there, they're going to have a lot more health, which is nice, just to add a bonus. But again, you can go ahead and craft a paladin weapon with fast. So I guess I'll grab the shrine. So this is obviously the shrine you're going to be using is the fastening shrine to craft your gear, if whatever pieces you don't find. I would say the only essential item that you might want to look at is these boots here, the binding treads, which again they're not essential for the build, but they're just nice to have. They extend the duration of your solar flare buff by 100%, which is real nice. Also, they have more spell damage. The shield here is another. The weapon and the shield are kind of pretty rare, and I got +6 skill ones on both, but it could be hard to find. I think some of these can go from 4 to 6, both of them, or maybe even worse. You see here, I have jewels in a lot of the gear as well, trying to reduce the required stat. For armor, I'm using the Elemental Disciple, which is going to give me +4 Paladin skills and a bunch of extra fire damage as well. A Celestial Barrier, more it's got cast speed, energy factor, and then a whole bunch of minus resists to my enemies. Just everything you need, really. And then for helmet, definitely just go with a crafted one. I didn't really see any of them. There might be something decent that's a Sacred Unique, or not so much the sets, but this one doesn't have great stats, but it's got 5 to Paladin skills, and I made it with extra fire damage and extra -2 enemy fire resistances. My amulet, again, you can use pretty much whatever you find here, and just try and get a 4 skill ammi, and then with fire damage on it. This one's got a little bit bonus extra stats too. There is I guess there's a few amulets that are like the Tezzeret. You can, if you find a nice one, and you get the +3 skills on it, it's actually a pretty nice amulet as well. But mine is pretty awful, so I'm not going to bother with it. For rings, this is another luxury. I have one of them at least, the Witchcraft ring here, which is pretty much exactly what you're looking for. The skills, the cast speed, and the minus resist to your enemies. If not, I mean, you're gonna be able to find just a +1 to all skills rings with hopefully fire damage and minus fire resist. And then we got the gloves here. So gloves you're definitely going to want crafted as well, because they do offer the +2 to Paladin skills. So here I just make sure you get the Blessed Shrine, and then use your potion to upgrade as well. While you're trying to get the extra armor and physical resist on some of your armor. You can use spell jewels, which is probably a good, I have spell jewels in the weapon and shield and the armor a little bit, but then after that I was mostly using law runes to get bonus stats. Again, probably the best jewels you're going to want are, if you can make one that has spell damage and cast speed. Those are going to be the best jewels you're going to be able to get for this. But I had to use a bunch of my minus requirement ones to kind of just help with the stats, get everything equipped. So you'll see a lot of runes all around here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open the cows here so you can see what the build does. But first, I'm going to have to summon. So the Djinns are going to give you like a 30-second between you can summon them, so that can be a little annoying. You gotta wait, but in the meantime you can basically get out the rest of these other summons here, the Scourge, and then we're gonna have a whole bunch of buffs going as well. So besides our transformation buff, we're gonna have Euphoria, so we're gonna get the Pierce buff going. This one here is a buff that's gonna give us more defense. And maybe some extra, this says one more vitality as well. Then we're gonna get the Vindicate, which is, I mean, this one you're gonna have to be casting a lot. So this one's only 30 seconds, and then this one's just like basically Demiurge, which is gonna give you a little bit of a stat boost for extra damage as well. But that's 16-second cooldown. So basically should get all the buffs. And then we have Vessel of Justice, which is just going to be doing some extra physical damage while we walk around. Alright, so on the left side here I have my Solar Flare, which I'm going to need to cast before it'll let me cast any of my dragon spells anyway. What you will notice also though is that you can't add any other spells. So when you have the dragon skills, so as soon as you cast your Solar Flare, it's going to disable all non-dragon spells. So basically don't worry about trying to mix in any other skills, which I kind of tried to do, and before I realized right away that you're basically not going to be able to cast anything else but the spells from your dragon tree and summons. So let's go ahead in the cows here, and we'll see what we can do. So basically I'm going to drop the Solar Flare buff, and then your dragon Wyrms are kind of just like the Hydras from the regular Diablo 2, so it's nice you can kind of just drop them and then run around and dodge. And also you're going to want to just keep up the rest of your buffs and resummon your minions you lose. I guess we can take a look at so you can see the fire djinn. I'll take a look at it, but it offers max fire resists and minus elemental resistances to enemies, and then it's got a pile of life too, which is not bad. It's got 30k. I like to just stand in kind of in the fire, and if anything comes to attack me, it'll die. But you can actually run up to the enemies and drop. It's basically like a firewall, and whenever they're standing in it, they're going to take extra damage. You can see I'm doing around 12k with a hit with the Hydras, and then like about 4,000 with the actual Solar Flare itself. And again, that's gonna, I haven't really added up, but oh, what do we have here? We just found another one. Wow, it's a 4, 4, and 4. Nice. It's actually, I think it might be better than the one I'm wearing, but I might want to just save it for one of my other classes. But I was kind of actually hoping for High Lightning, but maybe I'll use it. I'm a Lightning Druid. Anyway, that was a nice, a nice little find there. I guess you can find that in cows if you're if you're looking for it. I don't really have much magic find either. I'm just level 115. I have a few charms, but oh, basically try to. You're still pretty squishy. I mean, you're a caster, but my resistances are not perfect yet either, but they're not bad. In hell. Oh, I need to reach. Oh, that might be why too. I need to transform again. So I guess when you're leveling, don't worry about. Just make sure you have enough stats for all your gear. I wouldn't worry about trying to really fix all your stats yet until higher level. Let's go see what we can do against Cow King. It is a lot of management on the buffs, but if you don't mind pressing a lot of keys all the time, you might enjoy this build. Light plated boots. Sure, we'll take them. All my gens are dead. What? I have to wait anyway. I have so many things like hotkeys on this build too. Attack me, cows. I shall bring you down. I'm just gonna go do king quick so you can see. Oh wow. Okay, that's a lot of cows. The cows are attacking. We must bring them down. Stop killing my gens. I don't appreciate that. All the buffs. Alright, here's King here. Let's see if we can take him down. I don't think he... Wait, did I get two buffs going at the same time? Nice. It doesn't stack, but you can get more damage. So there's King dead, but that's pretty much it for this build. But I think it's going to scale very well. I don't have a lot of learning experience yet, but since it's based on stats, everything's going to just basically keep multiplying higher and higher with the buff, right? Because it's going to add an extra 85% to all my stats just for being Dragonite form. So basically, yeah, just try and stack the stats, and it's definitely going to scale with more charms you get, with more attributes and everything. I think this build would definitely scale very well to some of the higher levels. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.